A lot has happened since yesterday morning. I can't believe that I still have power and internet, but I guess I'll count that as the single good thing that's happened in the past 24 hours. I don't know how long it'll last. I've already been getting very spotty phone service. It's funny how quickly things go to shit in society when no one is really running anything. Just goes to show you how fragile life really is, I guess. I mean, okay, sorry. I'll digress. I left you all in the basement with me yesterday morning. I could see people, or whatever they were, walking around outside the door. None of them stopped near it though, so I thought I was good. They didn't know I had made it inside. I fell asleep for what seemed like hours, but I actually only slept for about 45 to 50 minutes. I guess my nerves got the better of me. When I woke up, I could hear more activity out in the hallway of the office floor. It sounded fine. Just a normal day going on. Copiers copying and printing, people typing on their keyboards, chit-chat around the water cooler. All of it seemed like it was back to normal, but there's no way. My mind was playing a trick on me. It had to be. I didn't want to open the door and look. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to do so. I know the building had cameras on every floor, but I didn't have access. Only building security did, and the main office was on the 7th floor. Right below all of the VIPs' offices. I sat there in the dark, checking my phone for any sort of news on this. Social media, news outlets, Reddit, anything I could think of. None of them had news about it. Did I really dream it all up? Was I going insane? I was starting to crack. Sitting there in the dark, crawling over apps on my phone, I decided I needed to see what was going on outside the door. I worked up the courage, stepped over and barely cracked it open. I could see the lights on, and the desk just down the hall had someone sitting in it. But it wasn't the person who normally sits there. I watched for a moment, and they did nothing. They were sitting straight up, staring blankly ahead at the wall. I looked the other way down the hall and saw nothing. There were 2 office doors, and then the facilities lift. I almost forgot about it. The lift was another way of getting to the different doors. It was just larger so facilities could use it for bigger appliances and such. I could use it to get up to the 7th floor, get into the security office and check the cameras. Or maybe even find someone there who wasn't all fucked up and weird. I sat in the office for a few minutes working up the courage to put my plan into action. Once I was ready, I got up, cracked open the door, and snuck into the hall. The front desk lady didn't move. Whew. She didn't hear me. I kept my eye on her for a few steps. then turned to get to the lift. I crept down the hallway, past the 2 closed office doors, and made it. I hit the button, and it dinged quite loudly. Shit! I forgot it does that. I looked over my shoulder to see both office doors open. Both men standing in their doorway cocked their heads towards me, and in unison, almost echoing, said, "Hello there! Good morning! Why are you running?" I pounded the lift button as it opened its doors. I hopped in, clicked floor 7, and repeatedly clicked to close the door. As I did, the 2 men and now the lady from the front desk were crawling after me. When I say crawling, it was like a crab walk, but I've never seen a human body contort the way that they were. Mouths now wide open, clawing towards me. Oh, thank God. The lift door shut and sent me skyward, toward the 7th floor. The lift is hinged on the outside of the building, so you can see through the cracks to the outside as you go up and down. I threw up again, right then and there. I saw what looked like everybody from town, crowding around each other, pointing up at me with all of their mouths open, unhinged. It looked like an abyss. I stopped the lift. They knew where I was going. I wanted back in my office. I clicked the button to get back to the basement. I knew I had to get through those 3 things when I got to the basement. But what other choice did I have? Hundreds knew I was in here. If I could get back to the office, at least maybe, I'd have a chance they wouldn't find me. The lift got to the basement. The doors opened, and I immediately yelled, fists clenched ready to fight, but they weren't there. I got lucky. Maybe the ones outside somehow told them I was going up, but they saw me go back down too. I realized it then. They didn't know yet. I sprinted towards the office door and opened it, just in time. Those things came tearing around the corner, ready to do something to me. I closed the heavy door, locked it, and threw everything I could at it. No way something was getting in. Thankfully, there were no windows to worry about. But that also left me, and those creatures, with one way in and one way out. So, here I am now, back in the basement, thinking I'm safe. I just turned on a little radio I found, hoping something or someone would be talking about this. I heard one thing coming through on all stations. You are required to shut your doors, windows, and vents. Turn off your lights. Stay out of hallways and basements. Choose a room on a higher floor if able, and lock your door. Do not come out until advised. I'm back in the basement. If anyone is reading these, know that I don't blame anyone for this, but I would really like some help. I think it's nature or something maybe, pushing back on us Maybe it's some weird disease like in zombie movies, or maybe this is all just a nightmare that I'll wake up from. I can hope, I guess. I'll update you all again soon, if I'm able. I'm going to sleep for a while. Or try to. Anyhow.